On this Friday morning, I'm Sarah Colvin here with Melissa Chartrand, and of course, it means it's time for our Arts and Culture segment.
I know. See, that's why Friday's my favorite day, too. And I had the pleasure of going over to the Barnstable Municipal Airport again. I was there last week to meet artist Michael Magyar, who, of course, has some sculpture in the main area there. And, of course, there's visual art on the walls. And we've talked about that it's really become this arts destination, and not just hopping on a plane to go somewhere, but go get some goodies from Chef Ralph, eat, spend a little time, check out the art in the terminal. And there is a gallery there, for those who don't know, and it's run by Michele Kennedy, as we know her as Mimi. And I had the pleasure of getting to chat with her, spend some time, talk a little bit about the creative process. She does this, also has this really cool thing she does on coffee cups that you'll get to see. And then I do want to say that I had the pleasure of getting to chat with her. You know, unfortunately the interviews are so short.
I know.
But I really recommend going over. It was really wonderful to talk about with her and really get in depth about what she studied, where she studied, her philosophies, and how it all works.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting her. So let's head to our Arts and Color segment here on Barnstable This Morning.
Hi, I'm Melissa Chartrand. I'm here with Michele Kennedy over at Barnstable Municipal Airport. I bet some of our viewers didn't know that there is an art gallery right here in the airport, and it is yours. Now, I get to call you Mimi, right?
Yes.
It's Michele, but we know you as Mimi.
Mimi is a good nickname.
It is a good nickname. So tell us about this studio here.
This was not a preconceived concept.
Okay.
I had a very large commission to do, and it was, well, it was 7 feet tall, and my studio in Osterville the ceilings were too low. So the gift shop was empty in the old airport, and I asked if I could use it as a as a painting studio. And they said yes.
And so there you go.
I went in the gift shop and I made this big, huge landscape painting, and then afterward, they liked what I did with the space. So they created this space for me in the new airport. This was all going to be a storage space.
And what about, I like this much better than a storage space. It gives you time to work on your work, do your work, and then you must meet people from around the world that are coming through and heading over to the islands, I would imagine.
The people, the variety is really, I find it very stimulating because I've worked in a studio by myself, you know, with myself for hours on end, and I like very much the dynamic of having people from all over the world, like you said, traveling to Nantucket and the Vineyard, and I get such great feedback and critique and sharing ideas, and I end up doing things that I never would have thought of doing if I was just by myself in my little studio. So most of what I do are commissions.
I was just going to say,
yes.
So your customers are really a source of inspiration for you, and they like your style, but they might say that they want something completely different?
Yeah, well, most of the work that's here shows styles that I do, and people say, well, I like this black and white style, but paint my wife, or I like the garden style, but paint my garden. And or, you know, I do whimsical work and more formal work because I was trained very traditionally and formally, and imaginative work. A Chinese physicist just asked me to paint a mermaid and a beluga whale because he studied beluga whales. So I get asked to do whatever is in people's imaginations, and I will paint anything that people want.
That's right.
So it's a creative collaboration.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I think, as you say, he might say that he wants those two images, but he leaves it up to you for that creative liberty, how to present that on the
Very
canvas.
much up to me. He asked for, in that, for example, with that, he asked for a drawing, and that one drawing led to 4 paintings. And when he saw it, he saw something I didn't see. He saw a story between the 4 paintings that I had done, and he told me that the first painting was it was her seeing the whale, and then they got more accustomed to each other, and then there was the last painting, he saw that she and the whale had become more intimate with each other. and after that, he said, well, I like it, but the series is not finished yet. I want a 5th painting.
Well, there you go.
I
wonder what the 5th is. They have a whole little family, I guess, based on
I don't know. We'll see.
the relationship at a whole new level. So
I'll
have to tell us, maybe.
yet to find out, because when I do paintings, I don't have the complete concept. I don't have the vision of what it's going to be. It's like writing a story. You have the concept, but you let the process sort of dictate, what it's going to be in the end. So.
Well, and thank you for that, because I was going to ask you, what is the creative process?
That's a lot of it. It's just a lot of it is, well, someone will give me a concept, but the concept has to translate into some kind of feeling, and then the feeling is what inspires and motivates and drives the painting.
Have you always had this? You said you were trained formally, but prior to that, growing up, have you always been in love with art and always sketching? And
always doodling, always a compulsion, like in biology class, if it was getting boring, I would draw, and I didn't understand how other people could just sit there and not draw. I don't understand that. So yes, I was always painting and drawing, and I have 3 brothers, and one is a painter in New York, and my father is a sculptor and a painter, and my mother designed furniture. So we were always making things.
Yes, always making things.
Yes.
And speaking of drawing and always doodling, that hasn't changed today, whether it's on a canvas or on a paper cup. And we have
these
cups, and I want you to tell our viewers about these, and then the stop. Mimi's actually made a stop animation film, drawing on cups and creating a whole storyline. I know that you're working on a second one, which this is part of it, but tell us the genesis of these cups.
The cup story. I get my coffee at Pen d'Avignon, and they have these beautiful blank cups. And so after I drank my coffee, I would always draw a little sketch. And a lot of them were people that I knew, or I never knew who it would be until I started drawing.
Okay.
And then people loved the cups. Everybody, from young, old, every universal attraction to these cups. And I got an idea to make a film. And it's an animated film. And people liked it. That film was just couples, the faces. And I thought the tango subject would lend itself very well to my second film.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, we unfortunately are out of time today, but it's wonderful to be here. We encourage our viewers to stop over to the airport. First of all, I have to say that you can come and park for free for the first half hour. You can come and see the gallery. You can stop and see Chef Ralph, grab something to eat. They always have art on display in the main terminal as well. So come on over. Not a place, put it onto your map as a definite stop place and see Mimi. And we will also have, why don't we tell our viewers your website and how they can view the stop animation film that you did.
I have my website is michelekennedy.com. Michelle has 1 L. And on my Facebook page, I update more than my website, which is Michele Kennedy Paintings. And you'll see it's called Couples on Cups. And it's also on YouTube as well as my Facebook page.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you. Wishing you all an artful day.